everybody, I thought I'd do I was going to say a quick video. I don't think it'll be quick knowing me. A video just explaining my journey of anxiety and where it started, how I healed, how I got better, and how I cope with it in day-to-day life. It doesn't completely disappear. You've always got that. If you're like an anxious person, you've always got that little bit of anxiety with challenges when you're faced with them in life. So when I was at school, I was a really chilled person. I was quite shy, and I was quite reserved. And if we had to do activities at school, like I remember the firemen coming in and they filled the room with smoke and we had to climb around the floor and they were teaching us how to escape a fire. I was stood outside with the asthmatic children. I couldn't cope with not knowing what was going to happen. And I think because I was that sort of person, it was inevitable that this was going to happen to me. But I don't regret anything, and I feel like it was sent to me because to make me stronger and to make me the adult that I am today because of the child that I was. So yeah, I was quite an anxious child, but I was laid back. I had the mindset that everything happens for a reason. If something goes wrong, it always turns out okay in the end, because it always did. So that was my mindset. Anyway, I was in a relationship with somebody for 7 years after school. And before that, it was someone I went to school with and I really liked him at school. Before that, my group of girls at school all turned against me, and I still to this day don't really know what I did wrong. And all I can think is that I was getting attention off this boy and they were jealous. I don't know, that's the only reason I could think of. And I was with him for 7 years, and I'm not going to name him, but he was quite controlling. And no one could see that, like none of my friends could see that from the outside because I'd always cover up for him. But if I said I'm going on a girls' holiday, it'd be like, oh right, great, so we can't go on holiday together then. And I was like, well yeah, I can do that as well. He was like, well no, because I can only afford one holiday and I'm going on holiday with the lads if you're going away with the girls. And I missed out on girls' holidays. If I went shopping with my mum or if I went shopping with my friends, I'd be constantly checking my watch thinking, oh God, I better get back, like he'll want to know where I am. And this made me like an anxious person. I was with him a few years, and then we went to Huddersfield to look at a van for him, and we was on the motorway, and all of a sudden like my heart just started absolutely pounding out my chest. Like I just wanted to get out of the car, but I couldn't. I was like trapped on the motorway in the back of the car. Like I didn't want to go to Huddersfield to look at a van, but I went because I felt forced into it. Don't ever do anything you don't want to do, because it can leave embedded problems in your brain. So that wasn't a good start. Anyway, so went to Huddersfield and he was looking at the van and I was in the car, and I went to get out to get some fresh air and I couldn't get out and my heart was pounding. And then ever since that day, it just kept happening with everything. Like driving on the motorway, queuing in a shop, nursing for a patient at work, talking to someone in the street, in any situation where I felt trapped. So if I went out for tea, if I was sat in the middle, I couldn't get out, I wasn't on the end, had anxiety, felt sick eating my food, felt trapped in a queue. Like if I was in a queue, I was okay if I could hold on to something, because then I felt in control. My blood sugar would go up and down, so I'd feel like I was swaying all the time, and my blood pressure. I'd feel sick with worry, so like I couldn't eat, but then I was worried if I didn't eat that I would faint, so I used to force food down and make myself feel really poorly. I had headaches from clenching my teeth all the time. I had chest pains from panic because your muscles cramp. But when you understand all of these symptoms, it doesn't scare you anymore, and you know that your body is just trying to protect you, because you feel fear, and then your body tries to protect you. It's called fight or flight. So your body tries to run away, but when you make it stay there, your blood pressure goes up and down, your chest hurts, you get pins and needles in your fingers. I used to really worry about fainting, but I've learnt now that when your heart's beating that fast, it's almost impossible for you to faint. You faint when your blood pressure drops, but when you're panicking, your blood pressure's up. So now I know that, I don't have to worry about fainting as much. And it took me years and years to get used to it, and I could never imagine getting on a flight, because that was to me like, you are trapped. There is no way you're getting off that flight. Or sitting in a cinema, like sitting through a film, hated it. Didn't even concentrate on the film, was literally just thinking, how can I get out? Like, oh, what if I need to get out? What if I feel faint? What if I feel sick? What if I need to go to the toilet? How am I going? And all this stress and anxiety left me with IBS as well, which I've still got. So, yeah, really bad stomach. So yeah, basically what I'm saying is, if you have any of these symptoms, don't be scared of them. You don't need to be scared of them. It's just your body trying to protect you. So you've just got a chemical imbalance in the brain. So, you know, if you tell yourself that you don't like something, your body will try and protect you. But if you tell yourself you're okay, yeah, it takes time. You don't heal straight away. You've got to train your brain just like you train your body, and you've got to put in the work. If you wake up negative and scared and down, then it's not going to work. And you need to remove things in your life as well that are negative and that are holding you down, that are pushing you down. I got a new job, which was a massive step. Imagine going to an interview feeling like I did. That was awful. But my interview with my boss was so lovely. He didn't even like ask me any questions. He just showed me around, and he said, "When can you start?" And I was like, it was so relieved, but it was so hot. I was really hot. I remember thinking, oh my God, just let me out of here. And I thought, I don't even want the job. Like, I just want to get out of here. I did want the job, but I was so scared. So I got a new job. I removed negative friends, and I removed my negative relationship, which was a massive thing for me. I walked away, and honestly, removing those negative things in your life, you can feel like a massive weight's lifted off your shoulders. Trust me. If you're in a job you don't enjoy that causes stress, you're in that job for a long time. Like, you can get a new job. Okay, it might take a few months, but if you want something that much, you can get it. Why don't you set up your own business? Do something you love. Life's for living. We're not here to work. We're here to enjoy life, and it's not all about money either. So even if you take a lesser pay, it's about feeling happy. Like, you've got more money, what can you do with that more money? Go on holiday and stress while you're on holiday because you've got emails coming through and stuff. So yeah, remove anything negative from your life. I kept it in. I didn't tell a single soul about how I was feeling. I just thought one day I would wake up and it would all go away. Oh, how wrong I was. I spent years feeling down, depressed, upset. It's like I was the only person in the world that felt like this. I felt abnormal. I thought I was a freak. I thought I was weird. I didn't realise that it was so common. When I suffered, I didn't realise it was such a big thing, because no one really talks about mental health. And there was one day and I was just pushed to tell my family. I was at work on my own because my boss was on holiday, and a patient came into the door, and I was just like, oh my God, I can't serve this patient. I'm gonna faint. I'm gonna hyperventilate. Like, My whole body was cramped. I was just like so on edge. I didn't even have the heating on. It was freezing cold. It was the middle of winter, and I was sat there shivering because I thought if I turned the heating up, I'd faint because I'd get too hot. So I'd sit there shivering just to prevent me fainting. Anyway, I dealt with the patient, and then afterwards I was just like, and I like fell to the floor, and I just was screaming and crying, and I rang my mum and my dad, and I was just like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I've been feeling not myself for years. I've been trying to fight through it, and I thought it would go away. I don't know what's wrong with me. So they picked me up, took me straight to the doctors. They didn't know what it was either. Like, they took me straight to the doctors, and the doctor was like, oh yeah, you've got anxiety. I was like, what do you mean I've got anxiety? Everyone gets anxious, don't they? No, you've got a mental health illness. What? I'm ill mentally? Am I like crazy? Like, what do you mean? And all she did was give me some tablets to take. No explanation, like, didn't explain my symptoms, nothing. Like, just put me on these tablets that slowed my heart rate down. What? So I have to be on these tablets for the rest of my life? Why? Anyway, I thought, well, I need to because I don't want to be here. I don't like life. I hate it. I'm scared of everything. I'm scared of standing in a queue. I'm scared of bumping into someone in the street. I'm scared of absolutely everything. Oh, I'm just going to have to take these tablets, aren't I, and see what happens. I didn't want to. So I started taking these tablets 3 times. She was like, oh, you can take them like 3 times a day, twice a day. Just, whatever you think. Like, what? She said, you might feel like you're walking through toffee to start with because it really slows down your heart. Brilliant. That sounds really healthy. Anyway, I took these beta blockers, and yeah, my heart did slow down, and like I didn't get the beating heart, but I still felt down. I still felt anxious. I felt a little bit more in control because my heart wasn't racing. But because my heart wasn't racing, I was worried about fainting. So it didn't help me at all. So I went back and I was like, I'm getting really bad headaches. And I think I was so stressed because I knew that I had an illness that I brought on these headaches, and I was grinding my teeth and I had jaw ache. So then she put me on some more tablets. Oh, we'll put you on these. They're antidepressants. They'll stop headaches and they'll sort the chemical imbalance in your brain. What do you mean I've got a chemical imbalance in my brain? Why have I got a chemical imbalance in my brain? Oh, it just happens. Right, okay. Right, so I'm on beta blockers and I'm on antidepressants. I was on 50 grams, went back. I was like, these aren't doing anything. Still got headaches. Still feel really low and anxious all the time, and I'm scared of every day. All right, well, up your dose. I went back 4 times and ended up on 200 milligrams. And she was like, whatever you do, don't immediately stop these because the side effects are really, really, really bad. What? So I'm like, oh, if I stop taking these tablets, I'm going to feel even worse. Like, I've got to be on these tablets forever. Anyway, I was researching. I was Googling everything. I remember there was this one website and it was like, pay £10 and we will heal you by tomorrow. And I was so desperate. I paid the £10 and it was just an audio thing. And then you had to go on and buy a book and a CD and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, it was just a massive con. It was awful. Anyway, and then my boyfriend at the time, brother's girlfriend, he met a new girlfriend, and I told her, and she was like, I'm on tablets as well. I was like, what for? And she was like, oh, I suffer with anxiety and IBS. Like, my fear is having an accident, like, in the middle of public, like, because she had really bad IBS. And she was like, I've had hypnotherapy and it's really helped me. I was like, what's hypnotherapy? What, like where they put you on stage and make the fun out of you? And she laughed and she was like, no. She was like, it's really expensive, but it's so worth it. So I was like, right, enough is enough. I stopped the tablets and I felt absolutely horrendous. I was getting like electric shock shooting pains in my brain. I'm not over exaggerating. It was like, zzz. like that. If you've ever been on antidepressants and you've come off them, immediately you'll know what I mean. You feel really lightheaded, you get pins, or you feel sick. Anyway, I was like, I don't want to be on these tablets. I'm going to get better. I have had enough. This is not me. So I went to hypnotherapy and I had my hypnotherapy, and at first it made it worse because I think you're more focused on it and you're thinking about it more and your brain's trying to adapt. And then the hypnotherapy helped me because basically they talk to your subconscious mind. So when you're in a panicky situation, your mind is trained to think about your safe place. So mine was laying on my bed with a cup of tea, knowing that my mum and dad were in the house. That's when I felt safe, or when my sisters were around. I didn't like being on my own. So yeah, the hypnotherapy was amazing, and it built my confidence. The anxiety didn't go away completely, but I felt more in control, and I felt like I could say yes to things because I knew how to deal with the panic attacks when they happened, or the anxiety. And then I joined a gym. I was like, oh, I'm going to join the gym. And when I had my induction, they were like, have you ran here? Like, your heart rate is really fast. And I was like, no, I'm just having a panic attack. I was like, it's okay. Nothing's going to happen. I just feel really uncomfortable. And I tell people I'm having a panic attack. And as soon as you say it, you automatically feel calm because they're like, all right, okay, we'll just take your time. And they make you feel better. Like, everyone you speak to will make you feel relaxed and better. So I started telling people, oh yeah, I've got anxiety. I'm having an anxiety attack. Oh yeah, we can go to Hull shopping, but I'll need the window open. I'll be carrying Lucozade with me. I can't go in lifts. And if there's a long queue, I won't be waiting in it. And my friends were really understanding. They were like, all right, that's fine. I was like, and we need to have lunch at lunchtime because if I go past lunchtime, I'll panic about fainting. And they were like, okay. And so I dealt with it like that. And then I built the confidence to go to gym classes. And yeah, and then I was doing gym classes and I just started to feel like me again. I was like, oh my God, I'm happy again. Like, I feel great. I booked a holiday and I was dealing with the anxiety and it didn't scare me anymore. And I researched all my symptoms and I knew I didn't need to be scared of it. And I felt the fear and said yes anyway. And then I thought, I really want to help other people. Like, exercise really did boost my mood and build my confidence. So I became a fitness instructor. And I thought, oh, there's no way that I'll be able to teach a class. But we'll do the course anyway, just so I've got that knowledge. And yeah, here I am today. I taught my first class with my friends, and the feeling, honestly, it was just out of this world. And now I am a fitness instructor and I absolutely love it. And yes, I still get anxious. Like, I still get anxious, but I know how to deal with it. And it's very, very minor now. Like, it hardly ever happens. But if it does, I'm just like, go away. I'd turn the negative thought into a positive one and I can flip it real quick. So if you suffer with anxiety, think about if there's anything in your life holding you back, causing it, get rid of it, and then focus on you. Exercise, hypnotherapy. Medication might work for you, but it didn't work for me, and I didn't like the idea of taking it for the rest of my life. So, but it definitely helped me at the beginning, like to slow my heart rate down and stuff. But yeah, it's so important to talk about it, and everyone you talk to's probably had it as well. Especially at the moment, because life is difficult and we are faced with huge challenges at the moment. So that's my little story. I mean, that's only a small percentage of my story. I could go on and on and on for like 2 more hours, but I'm not going to bore you. If you've got any questions, please get in touch with me. I can't bear the thought of anyone suffering like I used to. Even my worst enemy, even people that have been really nasty to me, there's probably a reason that they've been nasty, and it's probably because they're not happy in here. So please be kind to people, look after yourself, talk about your feelings, say them out loud. And then it's a problem halved. A problem shared is a problem halved. Thank you, bye.